to 8 data types like a list, tuple, dictionary, set, uh, none type, boolean type. We know how like those data types, is it? You are comfortable with it? Yes, right? So no, let me list down the things, because see, these are the important things when you're working on the thing, when you're working. So data types. So this you're already clear, correct? And these are the big no whatever we have just learned is like beginner level. Okay, meaning to get some insights about data types. Okay, and uh, when it comes to operators, this is whatever we have discussed. That is pretty much enough. And when it comes to conditional statements, so conditional also whatever we have discussed enough. Control, these are enough. Okay, so let me help you out understanding these things, right? Like when it comes to data types and other stuff. So we need to understand a few more important things with combination of all. Okay, so in the real time, whatever the stuff we will use, right, when it comes to concepts. So I'll just uh, fetch them from the real time experience, and then we will learn from there. Okay, so for example, we had a list. Let's say my list name is L equal to, let's say 10 string of India, right? And another list. So what we need to do is we need to fetch ND from this. Okay, what the output I'm expecting is I need ND, correct? So any volunteer who can help me to get ND of this? Now how I can get it? How can I get this ND string? Uh, Nested? No, not nested. Exactly. Indexing we should use. Indexing concept is correct. So hint is indexing. Okay. So like what is the what like what how I can do this? So why you got blank? Mm-hmm. Perfect. So L of 1 is what? India. Okay. Okay. I get it. So where we missed it. Okay. So this is fine. Actually, did we discuss about slicing? No, correct? No, 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 right? Okay. That's fine. We will learn this now quickly. So for example, I have a list. Guys, the concept name is slicing. Okay. So what did you understood by slicing? For example, you have a mango, right? So what you do if there are 4 people, you will slice the mango, no? You'll slice it and you'll get each piece, is it? The same way, when you had, for example, to give a easiest understanding, let me give 20, 30, 40. 50 and 60. Okay, so currently there are how many items are there in the list? I have 6 items, right? For example, I have 2 people, or I have 3 people. For example, I have 3 people who should share, let's say, two items for each. Okay, so now how can I share with them actually? So it is very clear that you already know what is indexing, correct? Index. So this is index of 0, correct? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, correct? This is indexing, right? And when you are doing, when you're doing this, what we can say, um, slicing, right? In slicing, we have two concepts actually. SL slicing, we have two concepts. So first concept is single slice, single. Second is double, double slicing. Okay, when it comes to single slicing, we should use open and close square bracket and put colon. Okay, so here start index, and this is like stop index. Okay, in double index, it is advanced version of you know advanced version of single slice, colon, step or jump. You got it? I'll tell you easiest way possible. Okay, so when it comes to single slice, right, it starts from, for example, let's say, consider this consider this as example, right? So if it is L equal to this, now if I want to get, let's say, uh, 10 to 30, for example, correct? So actually, when it comes to the logic, right, it start from start index and ends at stop index -1. Okay, so what is mean is, let's say, for example, L of 2 colon, for example, 6, for example. Okay, if I write like this something, so what does really mean? So it start slicing from 2. Okay, meaning here, you got it? Yeah, so L of 2 colon 6, which means starts from 2. See, starts from start index, which means here start index is 2, correct? Starts from 2 and ends at stop index -1. Stop index is what? 6, right? 6 minus 1 is 5. You got it? Which means starts at 2 and it takes this. What is the output of this? L of 2 comma 6. This is the output. List of. Got it? For example, now L of slice of 0 colon, for example, let's say 3. Now who can tell me what will be the output? It starts at 0th index and ends at, yeah, no, starts at 0th index, ends at end index number -1, meaning starts at 3, sorry, starts at 0 and ends at 3 minus 1, which is 2. You got it? It starts at 0 and ends at 2. See, remember, always end index number -1, starts at 2 and -1, start at 0, -3 minus 1, which is 2. So start at 10, ends at 30. Any confusion in this? Are you good? right? And elf, for example, if you don't specify, you just put colon, that's it. You didn't specify, no, not specified starter, not specified end, which means like start from beginning and go until last. You got it? If you don't specify, then by default it consider, see, I would say L equal to this, right? L of start and end, if don't specify, which is equal to which is equals to L. You got it? Meaning start, yes, starts at 0 and ends at last index number. You got it? Yeah. And L of, for example, if I specify, if I don't specify the start index, but end index is specified, let's say 2, for example. So this time starts at 0 and ends at where? 2 minus 1, which is 1, correct? What is the output of this? 0 and 1, correct? Clear, huh? The output of it is 0 and 1. And this one, the whole list, correct? I'm giving here itself, guys, to give a clarity. Okay. So for example, sometimes we may have the start index number, but end index number is empty, not specified. So meaning start at 2 and ends at end index, which is start at 2. Got it? Clear, huh? A- Any confusion in this indexing? You're clear, right? This is clear. This is about single slicing, guys. Double slicing, everything else the same. If you understand, if you understood something, some concept, right, it will be very easy. Okay, this double like single indexing. I think you don't need any other further understanding, correct? You're good, correct, in this? Cool. Yeah. Let's understand double index. Okay, fine. Cool. So end index, for example, L of. So you understand what is single slice, correct? So start index, end index, and if you specify start index and end index, right? So generally, if you look at the syntax, right, step or gems. So you need to understand what is steps or gems. Okay. So by default, if you don't see, if you look at from here 10 to 20, how many steps? One step, no? One, 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 one. Correct. So by default, if you don't specify start index, end index, and step, by default, this starts with 0, ends with end index number, and step is by default 1. You got it? If you put, let's say, if you put this one, or if you don't put this, both are same. These two are equal. Okay, so I'll show you. For example, if I execute this, for example, if I start executing this program, did you see this? Both are same values, right? So why, how come it is both are same? Because if you specify step, by default step is one. So that's why I mentioned one, but here I didn't mention even one. So sometimes, right, people might think that zero. So there is no zero steps, guys. Okay, zero is not a step. Zero means what? You're not moving anywhere. You got it? When it comes to one, then you are making a one move, one move, one move. Cool. Did you understand this? Clear, no? Right? Right? Okay. Okay. Next, next you need to understand other way around. See, for example, now I made steps. Steps is two steps this time. So you can imagine exactly this. Let's say when you're climbing up steps, for example, right? So what you do generally, anyone will do a, anyone will climb like single steps on, one step, correct? There is some, like, there is some person who can do a, skip one step and he'll jump to the next step, correct? Right? Yeah, who is that actually? Naveen or Molly? Just kidding. Yeah, two. So two means what? Skipping one step. You got it? So for example, when you are doing this L of colon 2, right? Which means skip, like, from start to end, you will go to everything, because here start and end was not mentioned, correct? It will go to everything, every, like, you will start from beginning till ending. Okay. But how many steps this time? Step is two, meaning your starts here. Two, which two means what? Simply two means skipping one item. So from here you're directly going here. From here you're directly going here. Did you got it? Two means, step two means step two, step two, or jump two. We should we should say like step or jump. You can understand whatever the way you understood. You can just remember that way around. Okay, step two or jump two means skip the one step. You got it? Sk- Skip the one item, not okay. In the same way, for this, what is the output? The output for this will be nice, perfect. You got it? Now, if I make, let's say, four steps. So what is mean by four? Then four. Skip three items. You got it? So start with, 10. Skip three items. Correct? 10 and 50. Correct? Yes, no? Yeah. Yeah. Starts with 10 and skip three items, right? Step 4 means skip three items. From 10, skip three items, and 50, and skip three items. But since only left pending, right? So you don't even care about it. Is it clear? Huh? Okay. Now, I'll do some tricky, but it's easy only because if you understood single slicing, you can easily get it. For example, this time if I make L of, okay, so 3 colon. So what is mean by 3 colon actually? Starts from 3 and until last. Exactly correct, no? And if I put step is, let's say 3, you got it what I mean? Yeah, from 3, see, from starts at 3. What is jump actually? Step is 3. So 3 means 3 minus 1, which means what? Skipping how many items? Two, no, no, 2 items skipping actually, not 2 steps, right? Skipping, step 3 means skipping through. See, it starts from third index, skipping 2, nothing was there. What will be the output? Clear, huh? Any confusion? Naveen, Priyanka? Okay, now you understood about this, correct? Nice. Okay, so so the handout will be assignment actually. Try out for list tuple string. You got it? So let me give a see list and tuple exactly same. Whatever you do with the list, same thing applicable. But string bit tricky. So let's listen to that. So for example, let me have a string s equal to my string equal to India USC, for example, Australia, for example. Okay. So I have three countries here, right? Now what I want to get is I want to get uh, India string from this string. Okay. And strings are order collection or unordered collection? String supports indexing, yes or no? Yes, right? Yeah. IDX. I just like index IDX. Okay. So 10, 11, 12. Got it? So I don't want to write like this, but yeah. Now, now who can tell me I want to get India as a string. So if I want to get output as India, so if I ask you to get India string, so what is my expression now? What is my statement? I want to get India 0 to 4. Actually, by looking at it, you understood. But when it comes to indexing single slice, how you have to return the expression? So see 0 to 4, that's the expression 0 colon. But if you want to 4 or 5, right? Why 5? Because end index number minus 1. Now you understood how this can be like by using this, you can get it. If I trigger this, you will come to know. Do you see it? Right. And I want to get, for example, let's say I want to get India and USA too. So how can I get India and USA? These two strings? Perfect. Any confusion in this, Naveen? No, right? You're good, is it? Okay. So playing with these things are very, very important, guys, because when it comes to some data, right? We need to fetch some portion of data in the real time. Okay. So in that context, we will use this concepts. slicing. Okay. Mm, now let's say, okay, now we know, now we know all of this information, correct? Cool. So let's write some, some use case. Okay. So task is count the vowels in the string, for example. Cool. So who can tell me what will be the what will be the logic? So first of all, what are the vowels? Perfect, no? You know that A, E, I, O, U is the vowel. Perfect? Yes or no? Yes, right? Okay, cool. So vowels in the sense like it can be small A, E, I, O, U or it can be capital A, E, I, O, U. Both are vowels only. You got it? Cool. So first thing, in order to do this task, count the vowels in a string, for example. So algorithm for writing of this is very simple. I'll give you maybe 5-10 minutes. Let's see how we will progress. Let me give you steps also. Hmm? Define a list of vowels, upper and lower case letters. Got it? Next, this is step one. Step one. Got it? Second, initialize. Initialize the count value to 0. Correct? No, because we need to count, no? See, I'll tell you. For example, we have a string here. Correct? So if I want to count, from where I'll count? I'll count, let's say there is I, right? Capital I is there. Will I count from 0, like 1, or I can count from 10, 2, 0? No, right? I'll start counting, will start from what? 1, correct? Initialize the counter value to 0, which means define count equal to 0, something like this. Next, thought, loop through, the characters of the string, correct? Check if the character available in the define vowels list. If increment the count value by 1, else don't increment. Step 6, end of the loop. End of the loop, print the count value. Did you get this, guys, or no? Hmm? Understood, huh? So let me help you out. This is a very fast program, right? Like some complexity. I'll help you out in a very easiest way as possible. Okay. So vowels, vowels list equal to, what is the vowels list? A, I, O, U, correct? A. See, I'll define the one correct. A, E, I, O, comma, U. Correct? Right. And what is the other one? So these are lowercase letters, right? Upper also same one, A, P, I, O, U. Got it? So, guys, if you look at this, string s equal to, for example. So, who can tell me how many vowels are there? It's very simple, no? One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7. You got it? Seven vowels, no? Correct? Okay. So, see, this is manually I counted, but how I can count? When I'm using programmatically, we have to have one variable where the initial counter will be 0. Okay. So I would say I will use this variable to count and store the count and remember that number. How many values are there? Okay. So this is the step number one. Define it. Step number two. Initialize it. Step number three. Loop only, no, for item, right? For character in S. In our case, what is your, yes, correct? So who can tell me first loop? What is the S value? Sorry, what is the char value for? So this one you can write for item. This can be right. You can name anything actually. Since it's a character, right? First loop. What is the char value? Who can tell me? You're no. You're looping. See, for char in S. What is S actually? India, USA, and correct. For char in for char in S, which means for char in India, USA, and Australia. Correct. So first loop. What is the char value or item? Just select item. What is the item value? I, correct. No, each loop, it will go through the loop only, no, each item, correct? Otherwise, I'll show you whether, without doing anything, right? Any calculation, I'll print item. I think we did, right? We just put some delay and seen that it is going through. No, no, but you can't recollect. So okay, for each loop, so for each iteration, the I value become the item value become each item inside the string, right? Cool. If you want, I can print it out. I'll show you. Did you see this? It printed each and every character. Did you get it, guys? Yeah. Now it is clear that I know, like, if I use this if I use the for loop, it will print each and every character inside the string, whatever it is available. Correct? Yes. Now 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 what is my condition? What is my condition? See, loop through the each and every character of the string, and next step is check if the character is available in the defined vowels list. So this is vowels list, correct? Now what I will do, I should say if that character is item only. No, I see each time that value stores an item, correct? I would say if item in vowels list, got it? If condition satisfied, then only you should increment count plus equal to 1. What does it mean? Count plus equal to 1 means count equal to count plus 1. So what is the initial count? 0. You got it? Cool. So, okay, let's try to understand program now. This you understood. This two you understood, right? And loop also you understood how it works, correct? And very first loop. See, for item in S, the first item is I, right? For item in S, if item is what? Capital I. If capital I in vowels list, available or not? Capital I, it's available, correct? Since the condition got satisfied, what we are doing? We are making count plus equal to 1. So now count value become how much? Count plus equal to 1, which means 0 plus 1, which is 1. Okay. Next, it is done. Next, it will go for next item. What is next item? N. So if n in vowels list, n is not in vowels list, right? Condition fail. If condition fails, then it will not even enter to this loop. It simply skips it, correct? Because the condition, this conditional block only happens when there is a condition got checked to true. If it is if the condition fails, right, it will be skipped that particular block. Next item, D. For D also fail. I. For item in vowels list available. Since condition satisfied, increments the counter value. Now counter value become counter plus equal to 1. So counter equal to counter plus 1. What's the previous value of counter? 1, correct? So 1 plus 1, which is 2. Got it? Now counter value is 2. Okay. And next item, A. So again A, if the item become A in vowels list, condition satisfied. Counter plus equal to 1, which means counter equal to counter plus 1. Counter value is 2. 2 plus 1, 3. Did you get it? How it is happening? Meaning each time we are keeping keep looping it and incrementing the counter value. You got it? So if you print the counter value, count is, did you see this? Each time, guys, each time I'm printing counter is 1, counter is 2, counter is 3. Like that, it's keep on going until it meets the last item. You got it? Generally, we will count like this, and we will not print counter inside the loop. Why? Because each time it is printing, right? I don't want that, right? When it comes to me, I want to print outside. How many items are there? Simply, I would execute. See, total items is 7. Clear? Huh? Any question in this, guys? No, right? You are good, correct? So this is how you should start writing it. So you can also take some other use case where, let's say, count the items of a list and ignore if item is a number. So count the number of count the number of items of a list and ignore if number is if the item is number. So for example, so here in this case, so here count equal to, yeah, here let's say, 1 second, let me also comment this out. Hmm. For example, mixer list equal to, so as per of the use case, what is the, like, what is the counter? What is the count value? No, no, one, right? No, 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 no. So what is the count of, what is the output of this program? The counter value should print as one, correct? Because we have to ignore other, we have to ignore all other numbers, correct? So any logic, any idea you had? Any idea? Simple. Again, you have to look through each and say everything is same. Everything else. See, when it comes to counting, right? Basically, everything is the same. I'll show you this. I'll show you, like, that's where one thing you should learn in very neat way. Okay, define a list of ovals. Like here this case, define list of. I don't do anything, or mix the list. Correct. Okay. Next, initialize the counter value to 0 means define counter. Perfect. Loop through the loop through the items of the list. Okay. List of characters. Next. Next, here check if the character, here it's not character, right? Check if the item type is what? Item type, not an integer, correct? If yes, increment the counter value, and else don't increment. In the See, did you see this? With small minute corrections, I have updated the logic algorithm. Isn't it nice? Easy, no? So, so Priyanka, you fine, is it? It's okay. So let's do this program. Correct? First step gone. Second step, counter to 0, correct? Count equal to 0. Third step, loop for item in M. And fourth, if yes, not equal to what? Type, correct? Type of item, correct? Not equal to integer, correct? Like this. Hmm? Not equal to integer, then only you have to increment the counter, right? Perfect, no? And end of the loop, print the count. Total non-integer count is. Did you see it? Guys, do you understood how to write the algorithm and then writing the things? Hmm? We need to see everything same. If you understand the main logic, core logic of the algorithm, everything else is same. You got it? And no, slightly, for example, uh, now, for example, let's say in the same program, you need to get what we can say count of all other characters, but other than number, for example. Now, in the same program, count, say, for example, let's say if the use case is like, guys, though it's very minute things, right? It would make a big difference when it comes to the real-time programming. Okay, because if you understood these things, then only you can work on the complex conditions. Is it? If you don't even understand the basic stuff, how you will troubleshoot or even check the things? Okay. Next task is count the items of list. E- Get the count of non-integers and count of. You got it? See, what is like what I'm expecting now? I'm expecting two things actually here. The output should be non-integer characters or in this, for example, non-integer are 3 and integer sorry, non what we can say, uh, yeah, non-integer 1 and integers are 3, right? How we can change? Slightly change it here. Everything is the same, right? If s, increment the count value by, see, so since we need 2, correct? If you see, count the non-integers and count non-integers and integers, correct? So how many you have to initialize this time, right? See, initialize the count value to 0 for integers and non-integers. Perfect. Next, loop through the items of the list. This is okay. Check if item type is not integer, correct? Check the type if the item type is not integer. If it is not an integer, then if yes, then increment the count value by 1 for non-integer. Else increment the count for int integers. That's it, you're done. You got it? So how this can be done? Same program, yeah, correct. Integers, non underscore integers. You should not put dash actually, okay? Because dash Python has special meaning. Okay, so that is first step, second step, third step. If you look at fourth step, check if the item is not an integer, right? Correct? You're doing this. Since see, else, If it is other than integer, if it is other than if it is integer, then you have to increment the. See, if the item is not a what we can say, not integer means what, it can be any other type. But other than this condition, you are incrementing. Let's say non-integers is plus one. If you want to get integers, simple integers plus one, that's equal to one. You got it? Count of non-integers. Non-integers. Got it? If you execute this, you'll come to know. Did you see this? Total. Did you mention volta? Non-integers. Total non-integers. So, so how come it is oh, okay, correct. That's correct only. No, non-integers are one and integers are three. Perfect, no? Right. No, any questions in this, guys? You can still, for example, like this, you can say, how many integers are there, how many strings are there, how many lists are there, how many sets are there. You got it? You can try that use case. You got it? Something like this. Guys, did you understood the concepts? Slicing and these things? Hmm? No, you need to improve the algorithmic style of programming, guys. That is really important. Okay, so you're fine with this, is it? So, so this is about slicing, single slice, double slice, and also with combination of looping with mixer list and other stuff. So I think if you experiment with multiple things as mentioned, right, the similar examples, don't see what my recommendation would be. Whatever I do, right, never copy paste. If you start executing, right, let's say we copy paste and execute, that should work, okay. But I don't have, like, even if you want to learn something, right, never copy paste. Type it down each and every single word so that you will understand, okay, what's happening. If somebody, see, when your application getting crashed a number of times, which means that you are progressing, you are learning something. You know what, though, especially in my case yesterday, I was completely hooked up with my system. I was literally waiting for the error to come, because if there is a new error, which means there is new learning. Okay, so I learn in that style. That would help us to grab things actually, right? So start, start crashing the application, understand what error it is. Don't get into chat GPT directly, but instead refer through the some at least understand the error, try to fix yourself, see how much you satisfied. Seriously, that satisfaction feel is too good actually. You will enjoy it. All right. Yeah, I really want to stop it right here, and we can continue tomorrow. Okay. Tomorrow morning you will be available, is it? Sure. Sure. I think we can continue from there, guys.